Hey everybody, welcome to Frannie Square and to episode 29 of Crochet Tell. You heard that right, Crochet Tell. Deb Cobb, one of our subscribers, suggested that as the title for this series. I think it's great. We're going to keep it. Before we get started, just a quick reminder, I have my 1-year anniversary yarn giveaway going on. I'm going to put a link right here. Make sure you head on over to win 30 skeins of yarn and a project bag. All right, let's get started with the great projects that were sent to me for this episode. The first pictures were sent from Kat, otherwise known as Nixie Pixie. Take a look. She said, "It's not finished yet. It's a pocket shawl. I have finally decided that I am going to do an Irish lace style border. I'll send more when it's complete. The pockets are basically embroidered using True and looking at a picture I liked." That's amazing. I love how you're doing those pockets. And if you haven't seen my flash review on True, make sure you check that out. I really love the softness of this yarn. It's really beautiful. Thank you so much for sending those in, Kat. The next projects come from Misty Dawn, one of our regulars. Take a look. She said, "Hi Frannie, thought I'd send you a couple of finished makes. The first one is a shawl made from Hobby Lobby cake yarn, but I'm so sorry, the band went missing and I don't recall the name. I bought it a while back. I love the color and the way it played out. I'm in love with the flowers. That is so beautiful. I love it too." The second photo is a dress I made for my granddaughter. It's a bag-a-day pattern she put out 2 years ago. I used Premier Cotton Batik. I ran out of it and she's grown so much I need to make it longer. I found a hank of a hot pink from Universal that matched to finish the bottom and around the sleeves. I made a flower and found a pearl to sew on. She's already worn it and I guess Mom said she had to wear it to bed the first night. I'm sure it looks better on her than the hanger, but have yet to get a pic of her in it. I love that. And I love how you extend the use of things by adding borders and adding a different twist like the flower. It makes it like a whole new dress. That's really great. Then she said, "Here are some new designs of my bunnies with a floppy ear wearing hats. I decided to throw a variety of things on a tree I have to display my amigurumis. The chick in the basket is from Repeat Crafter Me," I like that name, "but didn't do the egg, nor use those eyes. The other chick is an egg cozy from 5 Little Monsters. I've inserted a picture you've probably seen before of my granddaughter holding them so you can see the difference. I used cotton for the egg cozy and acrylic for the other. The next is a new one I made yesterday. I held mohair in it. The picture doesn't really show it, but in person, it's fuzzy and fun. It turned out much larger than I expected, but I was using number 4 yarn plus mohair with a 4mm hook, following a tutorial that was using thin cotton, so it's really no surprise. I love her. I thought she deserved her own branch in my budding crabapple tree. Here's the tutorial for future reference." And she had several tutorial links listed, which I will put in the description below. Thank you so much for sending those in, Misty. They are absolutely adorable. The next pictures are from Beth McCammon. Take a look. These are pictures of a prayer shawl that Beth is making, and her favorite color, you guessed it, is purple. I think it's looking really great, Beth. Thank you so much for sending those in. Next, Christina Marshall sent in pictures of her daughter Aubrey's projects. Take a look at these. They're really great, and I really love seeing the younger generation getting into crochet. Christina said, "My beautiful mini-me Aubrey, almost 16 years old, made this hat last night using Caron crystal cakes in the color dusk. The picture with the flash on so you can see the sparkle in the yarn. Such a beautiful color, and she did a great job." Yes, she did. I taught her how to crochet a few years back. I've been recently teaching my almost 6-year-old how to crochet as well, and she's been catching on very quickly. It makes me so happy that they are both enjoying crocheting. I'm a very proud mama, and you should be. Thank you for your time, and thank you for everything you bring to the yarn community. Take care, stay safe, and God bless. And same to you, Christina. Now let's look at Aubrey's other project. Here she says, Aubrey finished making herself a shirt earlier. This was her first time making a shirt. She has always stuck with making hats because they're simple and easy to make, but decided to step out of her comfort zone. I think she did a wonderful job, especially it being her first time. I'm so proud of her. She's also proud of herself, as she should be. I believe she now has a lot more confidence with crocheting and will continue to step out of her comfort zone. I can't wait to see what she decides to make next. She used Caron crystal cakes in the color Hummingbird and got the pattern from a TikTok video. Stepping out of your comfort zone is one of the best things you can do because you really learn. Even if you have a mistake while you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're going to learn from that mistake. So I love seeing people do that and seeing what they come up with. Thank you so much for sending in those pictures, Christina. And Aubrey, keep going. You're talented. Next, we have some projects from Vicki. She says, Hi, Frannie. I have 2 show and tell items for you today. First is a gingham baby blanket. It finished about 33-inch square and is a pattern from Daisy Farm Crafts. I love that pattern. It is so pretty. They have many great gingham and other baby quilt free patterns. I used I Love This Yarn, acrylic, and a K-hook. The second is a wheelchair blanket that became much more of a scrap blanket than I planned. I had the print yarn left over from another wheelchair blanket. The yarn was last year's clearance from Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. I knew when I started that I didn't have quite enough yarn to finish, so I used 3 skeins of Dollar Tree tweed for the 2 back border bands. Then I got near the middle of the blanket and knew that I wasn't going to have enough yarn, so I added the center stripe of a plain black Dollar Tree yarn. Very smart to add it in the center there. Then I got to the end and actually did run out of yarn right before the black tweed borders. I dug around and found some DK weight gray and white and ran a strand of each to do the last section of the print between the black tweed stripes. Had I done even a tiny bit of planning, I could have avoided all of this, but I think it turned out great in the end, and I used up quite a bit of leftover yarn. As a wheelchair blanket, it's going to look just fine. I used a J-hook and ripple stitch for this one. Honestly, it looks like you planned it that way, and that's the beauty of how you did this project. It's amazing how things evolve into something we didn't plan, but that came out really great. Thanks for sending those in, Vicki. The next pictures come from Annie B. She says, Hi, Frannie. I hope you are well. I have finally gotten around to sending a picture of my Cranford cardigan, the very first crochet cardie I have made. It fast became my snuggle into for the evening cardie. I added the pockets after wearing it for a while and then added the ruffle for extra snuggle. Way to make it your own. That's awesome. I went into shock when after completing it and wearing it, my husband said, You can make me a cardigan if you like. And she has a little wow face there. He drew a picture and said, I would like that, LOL. So using your wonderful tutorials, I set to work. He wanted stripes, but random. I think it's the artist in him. And a plain stitch. I did a few swatches of different stitches, and luckily for me, he picked double crochet. He chose the yarn, a chunky, although it was a thin chunky, and the colors. I would have picked a self-striping, but that's not random enough, apparently. I numbered the colors and then put the numbers in a bag, and he picked them. What a great way to do it. Several times over, so I had enough to work with. I cut the yarn between 9 and 12 arm lengths into lengths, and I started it. He agreed I could add a border in one color to bring it all together. I'm not good at random, so that was the hardest thing for me. Thanks to you, Frannie, my hubby has a cardigan that he designed and that he happily wears. That is amazing, and it's amazing that he wanted to get involved in the design. My husband's that way too. He's an engineer, and honestly, his designs are often way better than mine. I also have sent a pic of my elephants. The pattern is Elephants in Love by Hooked by Katie. I think my biggest worry was I know my tension is inconsistent, so I thought I might end up with 2 completely different sized elephants, LOL. They look great, and I love how it forms the heart with their trunks. Really beautiful projects. Thank you so much for sending those in, Annie. Next, we have projects from another of our regulars, Lisa Mayen. She said, Zoom, again this month is just flying by. My granddaughter gave birth to her second daughter this past week. Congratulations, Lisa. That's awesome. When I found out she was being induced almost a month early, I had to hurry to get the blanket done. I had a couple of mandala cakes and made this circle lap gam from Yarnspiration. So soft. She's gonna love that, and it's beautiful. She was a little early, but they are both home and doing great. It's a long walk to get up to the mother and baby unit. Well, at least it is for me, so I took advantage of going there to visit to bring my latest donation to the NICU. 6 angel baby blankets and 80 tiny hats. That's awesome. So nice. Thank you so much for sending all those in, Lisa, and congratulations again on being a great grandmother again. Next, Sharon Densmore sent in a picture. She said, Hi, Frannie. Hope everything is good with you. I just finished making this cute little sundress for my granddaughter. The pattern is by Anu Crochets. It is out of Premier Hipster cotton in the colorway Rainbow Roller Skates. I love working with the cotton and just adore these bright colors. I love the bright colors too. And how great to start ushering in the spring and summer. Thank you for sending that in, Sharon. The next pictures come from Rose Lagos. These are the projects she's completed over the past 2 months. Somehow, Rose's descriptions got separated from her pictures, but I wanted you to see her pictures. The first picture is of granny squares in beautiful bright colors. Then she has this project of fabric where it looks like she's making a tree on top. It's really beautiful. Rose, if you see this in the comments, just let us know what each of these projects are going to be. Are the granny squares going to be a blanket? Is this piece of fabric here with the trees on it going to be a blanket or some kind of garment? It's really beautiful. Then she also has a picture of a striped fabric she did with the cables going up. And I love using cables. Really a nice touch. Thank you so much for sending those in, Rose. And again, if you could just let us know what projects you're making out of these items, that would be wonderful. And our final submissions come from Charlotte Bruce. Take a look. She sent in several projects. The first one is a headband. She said, this was such a hit. I got gobs of orders in all colors and everyone wanted bling, LOL. Used Karen Party yarn in red and trim was Karen Party yarn in silver. It's a 4-weight single crochet stitch. Beautiful. I love headbands. You can do so much with them. Next, looks like a hat, scarf, and headband set. And she said, customer wanted periwinkle. I used Red Heart soft yarn in, I think, country blue because the regular Red Heart wasn't soft enough. I always save the label, but can't find it when I looked online. Ugh. Friend was extremely happy with it. Well, I can see why. That's a great set. Really pretty. Next, she sent a maroon hat with a pom-pom. Use Big Twist soft yarn cranberry and the brim is Big Twist twinkle mulberry color. Front and back posts. Have made a lot of these hats in different colors using this stitch and sold a lot. Many females like bling. Well, I am one of those females who like bling. You can't have too much bling. Next, she sent a puff shell baby blanket. She sent 2 pictures of it. This is so adorable. I love the colors and I love the puff stitch. It gives it a really soft, fluffy look. Thank you so much for sending those pictures in, Charlotte. Okay, so that was all the projects for episode 29 of Crochet and Tell. If you'd like to participate in the Crochet and Tell series, send pictures of your work to my email address at franniesquare@gmail.com and send little descriptions for each of your projects. That way I can let people know what patterns you used, if you designed it yourself, what yarns you used. People are always looking for inspiration from your work, and I love to see it too. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Remember to make it your own, and I'll see you soon.